Hello, worthy of recap brings you Lisabi. A legend is born. As Niyi Akinmolayan brings yet again another epic story of a Yoruba farmer turned war general. At the beginning of the movie, it is 1 week before the uprising. In this scene, we see Lisabi sitting with an elder of Egba community discussing serious matters. Lisabi has come to inquire about some troubling issues that concern his community and his people. He wants the man to confirm that no indigene of Egba is a slave to Oloyo. The old man reassures him, stating that they only rendered help to their forefathers, who then transformed it into something else. Seeking further clarification, Lisabi asks for more details, and his father readily provides them. He explains that Oduduwa had only one child named Okombi, who went on to have 7 children, 6 boys and 1 girl. The only girl was named Inyuade, while the youngest was named Oromio. Oromio was still a child when their father passed away, which is why Oduduwa took on the responsibility of being a father to them all. Eventually, Oduduwa also passed away. While Oromio was away, his siblings divided their father's valued properties amongst themselves. One day, realizing Oromio's predicament, Inyuade suggested to her brothers that they should share gifts with Oromio from time to time, as a way to ease their conscience. Oromio appreciated their promise to give him occasional gifts. One night, when his siblings came to visit, he insisted that they stayed the night to enjoy the food and drinks together. The old man explains that this continued for a long time and until they all eventually passed away. It became a family tradition that even their descendants upheld. This custom persisted until Oloyo came into power and began making unreasonable demands. Lisabi is shocked and upset to learn that Oloyo's demands were accepted without any protest. In frustration, he gets up and walks away. This video contains heavy spoilers and is only a recap of the movie for informational and entertainment purposes. We highly recommend watching the full movie on Netflix to experience the complete story and support the creators. The film then shifts to the uprising after Lisabi kills Songodei, the leader of the tribute collectors, and rides with his head on a spike. His warriors then ambush the remaining tribute collectors and a fierce battle erupts. This fight is intense with chaos all around. As night falls, the battle rages on, with people facing off in fierce duels driven by rivalry, revenge, and rage. Lisabi arrives, brave and fierce, fighting for his people. He rallies his people of Egba, urging them to be bold and courageous. With gratitude, he praises their bravery and celebrates their hard-won victory. Things only escalate from here. One day, the king is interrupted in his court when Olori barges into the palace. She looks troubled, as if something is wrong. Her expression only heightens the king's anxiety as he urges her to speak up, his patience wearing thin. The king's anger ignites when he sees the bodies of 600 of his warriors lined up outside. Enraged, he summons Aronimoja, his top warrior, and orders him to take brutal revenge on the people of Egba. The king demands that 600 of the Egba people be killed by the next day, seeking vengeance for the lives lost. As the days pass, the people continue to seek protection of the gods of the land, offering sacrifices and praying to them. Meanwhile, Eniola has been troubled by something for a while, so she decides to investigate. She visits Lisabi and immediately asks him who he really is. Although Lisabi describes himself as a high achiever who loves his people, Eniola is not satisfied with his response and believes he is hiding something. Lisabi's answer isn't what she expects, but it is revealing. He admits that he has worn many masks and has had various personalities that raise questions. However, he does not want his people to become suspicious of him. He says that in due time, everyone will find the answers they seek. Emagboro Lisabi has always been special. Right from his birth, as an infant, his mother fought fiercely against powerful men to protect him. Tragically, she lost her life in that intense battle. However, before she passed away, she blessed her son, using some of her blood to mark his destiny and bestow upon him her blessings. After her demise, Lisabi was discovered by supreme beings who took him in as their own, marking him for greatness. Upon this revelation, Eniola realizes Lisabi's uniqueness and vows to stand by his side until the very end, embarking on this journey together. However, Lisabi disagrees. He is concerned for her safety and doesn't want to put her in danger. He insists that it's not just a battle. Lisabi instructs her to stay back while he goes to the front lines. But deep down, Lisabi knows that Eniola was a determined woman and his words are only falling to the ground. Eniola then wraps her arms around him and tells him that in war, there is nothing more significant than death. They will finish together just as they started together. Oroife, knowing that he had lost the argument, he turns around and embraces her. Still troubled, Eniola seeks counsel from the wise ones of the land. The woman is desperate to know if Lisabi's journey will be successful. Although the man does not have the answer she seeks, he offers guidance and prays for her. The following day, as war breaks out in full swing with praises, motivations, and chants, Lisabi rallies the few people of Egba who stood by him, as a good number of them betrayed him. The determination written on their faces shows that they believe in Lisabi and trust that he can achieve victory in the battle ahead. The conflict between Aronimoja and Lisabi is fierce and intense. Lisabi is determined to end the suffering of the Egba people and finally set them free. However, the battle begins to look like a defeat for Lisabi as Aronimoja appears to be gaining the upper hand, slaughtering Lisabi's warriors. In the moment of despair, Eniola arrives at the scene, surrounded by a group of powerful witches. This surprises Lisabi, who had been searching for her during the battle, worried about her safety and well-being. Unbeknownst to him, Eniola had been guided to the witches by the chief priest. When she met with them, she pleaded for their assistance, asking them not to forsake the Egba people who were at war. The witches arrived just in time, and within seconds, they take out Aronimoja and his men. Although Aronimoja is defeated, Lisabi, fueled by rage and grief, approaches him to finish the job, striking him with his sword. Aronimoja, who has already taken down some of Lisabi's strongest warriors, falls to the ground lifeless. In the wake of victory, Lisabi triumphantly hails the people of Egba with various chants. 1 year later, the Egba people are still singing Lisabi's praises. They are thankful to him for leading them to victory. Since the war, they have enjoyed benefits such as peace in their land and progress. They attribute it all to the brave and mighty warrior, Lisabi. One day, while they are singing his praises, Bejide, one of the Egba warriors, appears to be offended. He believes that Lisabi couldn't have achieved this alone without the help of the other warriors. Yet, only Lisabi receives the recognition. This greatly disturbs him. An elder tries to explain that Lisabi served as their leader and that all the warriors have been appreciated in Lisabi's name. To the old man, there is no reason for him to feel offended. Being around Lisabi only seems to aggravate the young warrior, Bejide, as the townsfolk incessantly sing Lisabi's praises. It becomes even worse when the villagers begin bringing him gifts. Unable to endure it any longer, Bejide confronts Lisabi in front of the crowd, offering gifts and accuses him of being prideful. Lisabi is taken aback by this confrontation and is momentarily speechless. After an awkward pause, he finally asks Bejide if his accusation stems from personal feelings or if he has been sent to speak against him. Lisabi is shocked that betrayal could come from Bejide. Though infuriated, Bejide tries to control his anger. However, tensions escalate when he attempts to prevent the townspeople from bringing their gifts inside. In a fit of anger, Lisabi swings at Bejide, causing him to fall to the floor, hit his head, and lose consciousness. The crowd rushes to help Bejide, but Lisabi storms away from the scene. Later, Eniola visits Lisabi to talk. She believes that Lisabi allowed his anger to go too far. However, Lisabi remains unfazed, insisting that Bejide, of all people, should not seek rewards, especially since he fled the heat of battle. Eniola advises him to summon the youths and apologize, but Lisabi asserts that he did nothing wrong and has no reason to apologize. Eniola tries to remind Lisabi that as a respected warrior, he must show patience and gentleness when dealing with his people. Unfortunately, things only take a turn for the worse for the great warrior from here. One day, he returns home to devastating news that leaves him in shock and despair. Eniola is dead. Lisabi grieves deeply, wondering who could have taken the love of his life from him. He is angry, hurt, and in agony. He finds her lifeless body covered in a white fabric and rushes to hold it close. Overcome with tears, he wails in his misery. In this moment of pain, he admits that he didn't see Ikeola's death coming. Clutching her body tightly, he refuses to let go and continues to lament, stating that whoever has betrayed him has made a strong man weak. One night, Lisabi has a vision in which he sees Ikeola's ghost. He immediately realizes that her appearance means she did not die a natural death. He demands to know who took her from him. Ikeola reveals that she died his death and took his place, stating that she went to where he was supposed to be, and that is what ultimately caused her death. This is how it happened. Ikeola had encountered a group of angry Egba warriors who believed that Lisabi was reaping all the benefits of battle as if he were the only one fighting. Jealousy. When Ikeola tried to reason with them, they silenced her and quickly turned violent. They surrounded her and strangled her, leaving the cause of her death unknown to Lisabi. Afterward, Lisabi sees the supreme beings who advise him to return home with them. They claim that humans are insatiable, asserting that no matter how much good you do, they will always find a way to repay it with evil. They continue to urge Lisabi to come home with them. He then wakes up. One day, a group of warriors visit Lisabi. They appear cheerful and happy, as if nothing is wrong. They inform him that all the youths have unanimously agreed to honor him with the title of Warlord of the People. Although Lisabi seems unfazed, he asks them one question: is this truly a unanimous decision among the youths? They confirm the agreement. The ceremony soon begins, and everyone is joyful, playful, except for Lisabi, who maintains a stoic and emotionless expression throughout. As the ceremony proceeds, he takes a moment to stand apart from the priest, who is praying for him. During this time, Lisabi reflects on the pivotal moments of his life, confronting the oxymorons he faced: bitterness and sweetness, love and hate, sorrow and joy, fulfillment and regret, rage and tenderness. In a powerful monologue, Lisabi expresses to the soldiers around him that he would rather join his ancestors than be surrounded by people who pretend to love him. He had realized their betrayal and plans to kill him. After seeing the dog hole in front of him, carefully covered with a mat, he commands the earth to take him, and it opens up, swallowing him. This shocking outcome leaves the warriors in contemplation. They consider covering up the sand, but the priest advises against it, stating that Lisabi is surely dead now. The priest, along with the warriors, goes to inform the people that Lisabi has died a warrior's death. They celebrate him as a legend, and rain begins to fall. At the end of the story, it is revealed that the circumstances of Lisabi's death are controversial in folklore. Some claim he was killed by those who accused him of being an oppressor, while others believe he ran into the forest, never to be seen again. However, it is widely accepted that Lisabi is a legendary warrior and hero who led his people out of oppression. The end.